Welcome back to the channel, and today's how-to guide is the Truma control panel. This is the pre-iNet X control panel. So this is what works and controls your heating and hot water inside your camper van or motorhome. Bear in mind that you can use either electricity, gas or diesel depending on the model and capability of the control panel. So let's get straight into it. This is your thermostat here. This communicates with your control panel and your boiler to ensure that you've got a warm enough fan or warm enough water coming out of your taps. Straight away, to wake the panel up, we're just going to hold this central wheel here. It's telling us the time here, it's 25 minutes past 1, and we have the two-pronged plug notification that says that we are currently hooked up to power. I'm going to click the middle wheel once more, and that will wake up onto the main screen. As you can see here, we've got the motorhome symbol. What the motorhome symbol does is it controls the interior temperature of the vehicle. So again, once it's just timed out there, the screen has a tendency to time out if you're not using it. You can on some panels set the timeout. So if we scroll across if you use the wheel to navigate across the setup, we're going to highlight the motorhome here when it's flashing, click the middle wheel again, and it says currently the heating in the vehicle is off. So we are going to start manipulating the wheel until we get up to the desired temperature. So on this one, we just want to get to, say, 24 degrees. Click the middle wheel in to confirm the temperature. And all of a sudden on the notification bar here, you've got a few prompts. So on this one here, this does not mean that you're running off gas. This actually means that you're heating. So don't be fooled. Along here, you have your energy source, and here you have your fan output. So here we're on 2 lightning strikes, which means we are on the 230 volt electric hookup, and then when there's one propeller of the fan that's highlighted, it means we're on low fan speed. So it's gone onto the timeout setting again. So the home screen, just click it again to wake it back up. If you want to change your energy source for whatever reason, if you prefer to run on gas because you're currently off grid, go onto this section here that's flashing now because I've moved the wheel over it. This is how you manipulate your energy source. Click in the wheel again, we're on EL2. What EL2 does is it runs off of your electric hookup point. EL1 is 1 kilowatt of electricity, and EL2 is 2 kilowatts of electricity. You then also got the option of gas, which is just to use your gas supply. You have mix 1, which is gas and 1 kilowatt of electricity and 1 lightning strike, or gas and 2 kilowatts of electricity, which is the 2 lightning strikes. So you've got 5 different options here that you can choose from. I'm going to stay on our electric hookup because we are currently hooked up to power, and it's the most numerous source of energy that we have. We're going to scroll across here now as well to the fan icon and click the wheel in once more. We're on eco, but we want it on high, which will then be a second propeller blade because we want a little bit more oomph out of the heater because it's a particularly cold morning. So that one's now clicked into position. So that's now running, the heating's currently on. Now, if you'd like to set a heating timer, we're going to go down to this one here, click the middle wheel. It'll ask you what start time you want. If you're an early bird and you get up at 6 AM, and let's say you want to end the heating at 7 AM. So then we scroll across. It'll give you the option after you finish the hours of minutes as well, if you want to be exact. I'm going to go ahead just for the sake of this video, just to do 7 AM. It'll ask you what temperature you want the van to be on. So I want a nice toasty 28 degrees when I wake up. Click the middle wheel to confirm. Do you want any hot water on? No, I don't need the hot water on because I'm not going to have a shower yet. I just want to have a nice warm van to wake up in. So click off. Which energy source do you want to use when the heating timer kicks in? I want EL2 because I'm on a hookup on site at the moment, let's say for argument's sake. What fan speed do you want? Oh, I want it nice and high because I want the van to heat up quickly. Do you want this timer on? Nope, I want it off because I've just made it up for the purpose of this video. So that's how you work your timer setting. This one here is just your clock setting, so you can set your time. The spanner is settings, but we'll go into that shortly. What I do want to show you now is the hot water section before I get ahead of myself. Click into the hot water section here, and we've got 4 different modes. We have off, eco, which is 40 degrees of hot water, hot, which is 60 degrees of hot water for your shower. So on the newer ones, it says 40, which is dishes, 60, which is shower, and then boost is it's still 60 degrees, but what it does is if you're running the space heater at the same time, it will knock off the space heater in favour of heating the 10 litres of hot water that's passing through the boiler. So I don't want any hot water on, so I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to click back into the menu now, and I'm going to show you the, obviously this is the clock is accurate, so I'm going to leave that be. And then the settings here, click the spanner, offset. Now what offset is, it just allows a couple of degrees left or right of inaccuracy. So let's say we've got another thermostat within the van that's actually reading 1 degree centigrade less than what this is kicking out at. If you set your offset to -1 or let's say -2, it will allow for that variation in the temperature. So it just means that it will look more favourably upon the accurate thermostat reading if you set it to the same offset, if that makes sense. Let's say that this one is currently reading 22 degrees, but your other thermostat, which is like a manual thermostat, is reading 20 degrees. You would then set the offset to -2, so it's more in keeping with the manual thermostat, which tend to be more accurate. This one reads off of this small sensor here. So it's not the most accurate in the world, but it does a good job. So that's your offset. Next, we have the temperature. We have 2 settings. We have degree centigrade or Fahrenheit. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it in degree centigrade. We have screen brightness here. We're on screen brightness 6. You can whack it up all the way to 10 just in case you can't see what you're doing. But you can have it off as well if you don't want the brightness. You can choose between a 12 or a 24-hour clock. I'm going to choose 24 hours. So I'm going to scroll back, click the middle wheel. You notice that to confirm everything, you must click the middle wheel, otherwise it will forget. Language, you have 4 options here. You have DE, which is German, EN, which is English, FR, which is French, and IT, which is Italian. I don't fancy testing my Duolingo skills, so I'm going to stay in English for the purpose of this video. Scroll across once more. We have Index, which is just your coding for all of your software. And then we have Reset here, which is your factory reset, which you don't need to worry about, so we're going to leave that be. I'm going to click the back arrow here to get onto the home screen, and as you'll see, we have notifications here once more telling us our heating's on, we're on 2 kilowatts of electricity, and we're on fan speed high. It's getting very warm in the van now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the heating off. I'm going to go back into the van and scroll all the way back down to 0 until it says off, and click to confirm. You'll now notice that the notification bar above is completely empty. That's when you know that it's ready to turn off. I would not advise keeping any of these notifications open and then turning the panel off, otherwise it has a tendency to throw up an error code and it will lock you out of the panel for up to 15 minutes. One final feature I'll show you, which not too many people know about if they're not shown it, is if you don't have any heating elements on, you also have the option to scroll across to the fan icon here and choose the ventilator option. Now what this will do is blow fresh air through the van without heat. So if it's a particularly muggy day, it's quite muggy inside the vehicle now because I have just had the heater on, I want a bit of fresh air through. So we're going to scroll across to the van, click the middle wheel, scroll across to vent and click to confirm. We then have the option to go up to fan speed 10. I'm going to click that in, and then what you'll shortly hear is the Truma fan system kicking in to blow the fresh air through the vehicle. Once you're finished with the fan, click back into it and just scroll across to the left for off and click to confirm. Once you're ready to close the panel down, ensure that the notification bar has nothing open here. Make sure your hot water's turned off, your heating's off, or your ventilator's off. You're then going to go ahead and hold the middle wheel of the control panel until it says off ... just like that. And that today, guys, is our comprehensive Truma control panel pre-iNet X walkthrough. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and for more content like this, please don't forget to subscribe, like and follow for more. And any stock that you'd like the look of, please do head on to our website at www.selectmotorhomes.co.uk. Thanks for watching.